Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Iowa Cattle. I do hope you're doing very, very well and having a great day. So, busy times ladies and gentlemen, it's the 1st of March, it is spring, so it is time to get all of our cows first and foremost out of the barn and back out to pasture for the next few months, or next 9 months to be precise. Get them out there into the fresh air. Looking forward to this. It's been something of a big job that's been looming over me, as it were, but very much looking forward to getting stuck into this. We need to get them out to pasture, get them out into the fresh air, and then onwards from that, it's time to go spend quite a considerable amount of money. At the minute, as you can see, onwards from the last episode, the last couple of episodes when we've been selling our dry corn, where the bank balance is now sat at a relatively healthy $2.1 million, but that's not going to be there for long, because once we've got these animals put out to pasture, it's going to be time to go and buy in a whole lot more, 700 to be precise. So yeah, that's going to be expensive. It's going to be costing somewhere in the region of about $650,000 to get another 700 head of cattle onto the farm, and that is across a age range of 350 18-month-old cattle and 350 6-month-old cattle, which will all be going straight into our new pasture that's on the very far east side of the map. So yeah, head of cattle is going to be increasing massively very shortly. But firstly, we need to get these ones out of here, moved from this barn down to the pasture that's just down the hill there. So this is going to be relatively time consuming, because I can load them all up into the trailer as a big batch of 36, I think it is, that this trailer holds, but I can't unload them all in a batch of 36. You've got to do it one by one, so that's a little bit of a task. But what this has made me do, though, is plan things a little bit better than what I do ordinarily do. It's involved getting to grips with a bit of mathematics and figuring out exactly, when it comes to cow feed, how much it's going to cost, and how much I'm going to need to keep on top of pretty much just north of 700 head of cattle. And we're going to need quite a lot of food. So first and foremost, let's get these ones out of here. 36, move to trailer. There we are, lovely stuff. So yeah, what I did was across the last couple of episodes, and especially during the last episode when I was shifting time forward a bit and getting through winter, I roughly figured out what it was going to take, or what it was that they eat per day, essentially, so through a 24-hour period. So I worked out pretty much that in a 24-hour period, one cow eats 116 litres of total mixed ration. So across a month, because I'm in 3-day months, they eat 350 litres. Let me just concentrate on getting this thing positioned right. And then across that 9-month period that they're going to be out in the pastures, one cow consumes 3,150 litres of total mixed ration. So if I step that up a bit and sort out the numbers for 700 head of cattle, we're looking at just over 2.2 million litres of total mixed ration for those 700 cows. Right, let me just do this relatively quickly. So yeah, 2.2 million litres for 700 head of cattle, plus the 300 that we're just throwing in here now. These guys are going to need 1.89 million litres of total mixed ration throughout the months that they're going to be out in the pasture for. So in total, I'm going to need just under 4.1 million litres of total mixed ration. That's very rough numbers, but give or take a bit, that's what I'm looking at. Essentially just over 4 million litres. Now this is time consuming, isn't it? Just bashing the button, as it were. 3, 2, 1. Right. Goodness me. So yeah, so we're going to need a lot of total mixed ration. Now we've got plenty of product ticking away over in the TMR machine there. We've got several 100,000 litres of hay, straw and silage. The silage in the bunkers there, as you can see, all still blanketed over. That is all fermented. So we're doing all right for silage. We've still got a reasonable chunk of hay on the farm, of straw, sorry, on the farm. But the one thing I haven't got is hay. I do have alfalfa hay, which is great. I've got, if I jump into time-saving stock check, and so I'll show you where we're at. So we've got 261,000 litres of alfalfa hay, but that I can't put that into the TMR machine because it doesn't recognise it. The map recognises alfalfa hay as cow feed, and I can put the bales into the barns individually, and the barns will take the alfalfa hay, but the TMR machine doesn't. So I still do need to sort out some hay. We have 1.7 million litres of silage across those two bunkers, which is great, and we've got 1.4 million litres of straw bales in the shed down on the farm there. So we're doing all right at the minute for those products. So, but the one thing I do need to do is moving into the future, I need to get myself get more hay. Now we've got plenty of grassland on the farm, but because I'm going to be needing some really decent numbers of grass and hay and straw and all that kind of stuff, I'm considering, because we do have several empty fields, field 5, field 10, field 15, field 4, field 17 here, and of course this new big field that we made in the last episode today. That's what we're going to be planting with cotton. So I'm considering potentially turning field 17 and field 4 here to grass as well, so that we'll have plenty of grass to fall back on, essentially. So we can cut it, we can get it picked up with the forage harvester and throw it into the bunkers and create some silage. I can ted it up and turn it to hay. So yeah, I need to have a really, really good quantity to fall back on to keep on top of essentially north of 1,000 cattle. So because we'll have 300 eventually, hopefully very, very soon, back in the pasture here. We'll have 700 over in the other pasture, but we do also have a number over in the barn over there as well, which we need to focus on at some point soon. We've also got a massive amount of manure and slurry. As you can see behind us there in the bunker, we've got a whole ton of manure in there. We've got a whole ton of manure there in the bunker next to us there as well, and also behind us there's another manure bunker just round the back. You can just see it over the top there, coming from the breeding barn there. So yeah, we've got a lot of that, and all that is going to be fertilizer for the grass fields, essentially. That's what that's going to be primarily focused on. Right, animal dialogue, yeah, there we go, 36, thank you very much. So yeah, we're going to have lots of free fertilizer to throw on our grass fields, which is really, really important. Bring that yield up as best as possible. So yeah, that's the first bit of the plan for today's episode. Like I say, get all these cows shifted, and then, like I said before, we're going to be taking a trip over to the shop. I'm going to be treating myself to a lovely new tractor, which I will tell you about very soon, and of course the cotton harvester. And then when all that's done and dusted, then we need to get ourselves out into our new field and plant ourselves some cotton. Now we can plant cotton now. The corn and beans we can't plant till next month. We can't get first cut of grass for this year until next month either. Here we go again. Goodness me. Yeah, we can't get first cut of grass this this year yet until next month. So it's still at growth stage 3 of 4. So we need to wait for that. So this month is primarily going to be focusing on getting the cotton drilled, which I'm really looking forward to, because throughout this series so far we haven't actually used either of our planters or seeders, have we? So it'll be good to get on with that. So I'm looking forward to that. Corn and soybeans, that's planting season for that is April, and that'll be coming out the ground in October as well, as will the cotton, planting now and harvesting in October. So October stands to be an extremely busy month as well, way off into the future. So yeah, lots to do, lots to focus on. So for now, I think I need to knuckle down and get this lot finished off out the barn into the pasture. So I'll crack on, and I'll see you soon. There we go. Big job done. Didn't actually take as long as I'm sure it would do in real life to shift 300 cows from one place to another, but hey-ho, the job is done nonetheless. Now, frustratingly, I don't know what the problem was, but as you guys saw, I couldn't shift the whole trailer load of cattle in one go at the very beginning of that, but then it seems towards the end of it I could, so that was a bit weird, but either way, oh, didn't see that. Either way, it's sorted anyway, so there we go. Let's leave that truck there for now. So yeah, now, as you can see, we've still got a lot of product in this shed, which, again, holding on to the slightest modicum of realism, I'm not going to be leaving this in till next winter when they get out. Obviously, the straw bedding needs to be emptied, the manure and the slurries, obviously, we're going to be taking that out and sorting out with the grass at some point in the near future. And there is, if I jump into the menu here, we'll have a bit of a better look here, but there we go. So there's 43,000 litres of total mixed ration. Now, I could simulate emptying that out, putting it in a trailer and taking it down to the pasture that I've just put them in, which I may well do. The hay and the silage and all that kind of stuff, obviously that's knackered in it really, so I'll just empty that out the XML essentially. That's all I can do. But one thing I have done, as you will see, the grass, when you feed them grass, I've changed the XML like I did over on my Saxlingham save to 100%, just to give myself a fighting chance when it comes to the food. I am going to be working very hard to make sure that I've got enough total mixed ration for the cows throughout the next 9 months when they're out in the pastures. But again, just to give myself that extra fighting chance, I've increased the, as you can see, I did it with the grass, but it's also done it with the meadow as well automatically. But meadow and grass do give them 100% as well. So I've got that to fall back on if things go south, which I'm hoping they won't. But we need to go over to the big far pasture now and spend a load of money. And while I'm down there, obviously we'll be passing the shop, so it's time to go spend a lot of money now. So I'm gonna walk down because I'm gonna be driving back. So see you down there in a few moments' time. Right, here we are over at the very far east side of the map. Now I don't often come down this end of the map, do I really? They're probably one reason. And you're weirdos. It's the way they just turn and stare at you. This is a bit of a strange one, this, because in the very first iteration of the map, there was a big building here. This is where the dealership is. I'd placed that forklift truck there just as a bit of an immersion thing, so we can use a dealership's forklift truck. But the building disappeared after one of the updates, and there's just these lot stood here like a load of weirdos. Now, I can't delete them. I don't know. There probably is a way of deleting them if I go into the map. But I've seen a really interesting thing on over on my Discord, actually. A few people have done this, where instead of having to put up with these weirdos just staring at you as you move around, they've just placed trees right over the top of them. So it kind of hides them out of the way, which is really quite a clever thing to do. So I might have a look at this and maybe just have a bit of a fiddle around and remove a few things down here, because now we've just got this like random bin. I can delete it if I just go to the map objects hider. Does that get rid of that? Yeah, there you go. Right, well that's one problem sorted. I can probably do the same with the chairs and the tables and all that kind of stuff, but I'll sort that out at a later date. But yeah, we're here to spend an enormous amount of money right now. So here is our new pasture, and it's very, very big, this pasture. Like I said, it can hold up to 1,050 cows, which is massive. So I think the trigger is somewhere around here. Yep, bang on. So we're going to go for 350 18-month-old cows and 350 6-month-old cows. So there we go. There's 250 of them. Buy. Yep. And yet again, we'll go for, scroll right down to 100. I shouldn't have stopped there because it goes down in 10, doesn't it? There we go. Bang on. 100s for $127,500. And then we'll go for some brown Swiss 6-month-old. Again, 250. Yep. And then back down to 100. Bit too fast there. Boom. Wow. There we go. Okay, 700. Oh, 1,090 it'll hold. Wow, goodness me. So, I had already put in some food in here. As you can see from the info box at the bottom right there, we've got 109,000 litres of total mixed ration in here. They don't need any straw or anything like that, and they do also have 472,000 litres of meadow, which is just going to give me a bit of a fighting chance. So that's great. And of course, I don't have the I don't have realistic livestock running on this series anymore, as you may well be aware from a good few episodes ago. But I'm not also going to activate the more visible animals mod either, just to give my my poor, tired computer a fighting chance. Yeah, a bit of a PC sympathy there. Yeah, if I had 700 odd animals visible, I think the poor computer would implode, let's be honest. But we have them here nonetheless. So, brilliant. And we're now down to $1.49 million. So we've still got plenty of money in the bank. So, yeah. And what I have also done, as I was walking down here, I came in and out the game, because one of the things that I've been doing up to now manually was topping the pastures up with water. But what I've actually just done is I've just jumped into the XML and I've just enabled the feature to give it like an automatic watering. So if I go into the animal menu, the water reading is no longer there, so that's not necessary anymore. So they'll just get automatically fed with water in the background. But the productivity levels of the ones we put in there is already at 5%. Obviously these ones are brand new. We need to give them a bit of chance to get healthy and build up some productivity. But so far so good. Obviously we don't have a manure and a slurry heap nearby. Obviously the simulation of that is their manure and their slurry just kind of fertilises the ground. If only that actually genuinely happened in game. But yeah, I'll deal with you lot later and all. So, right, to carry on with the mindset of spending an enormous amount of money, we'll wander around the corner now. I'm going to go into the shop and buy the cotton harvester, and I'm also going to kit out and spec out my new tractor, which, it's a beast, let's be honest. I'm very much looking forward to this, and it does completely contradict what I said at the end of the last episode when I was saying that I was going to be considering what I'm going to be buying when it comes to the brand of the tractor. But I'll show you that in a minute. I'll jump into the shop now off camera, and I'll put you up in a second when both of our new vehicles are in here to have a bit of a look at. Boom, money spent, now down to $681,000 in the bank, but we've got some lovely new machinery. First of all, we've got the Case Module 625 cotton harvester here. Now this is a modded example. This is by Jolly Farms Modding, if I remember correctly from what it said in the menus there. But yeah, I've had this one for a while now. This one came about from when we were mucking around on the multiplayer server that I've got over on Judith Plains, and this is actually one that Chimera had in her collection that I think I got hold of somehow through that. But yeah, either way, we now have ourselves a cotton harvester, so it doesn't actually fit in the shed here. So I'm going to have to do a bit of thinking as to where this is going to live on the farm for the next few months. But like I said before, I just wanted to get it. What can I say? But this is the one I've been excited about. This is welcome to $500,000 worth of tractor. Now, I know I said this in the last episode, at the very end of the episode. I'm not going to get myself a big Fendt, because it's what I always do. But I spent a little bit of time just kind of having a bit of a peruse around, seeing what there was available in respect of large tractors. And this one was dropped on the Mod Hub. I think it was the day after I did that recording. And I've gone for this one because it is a little bit more special than my usual go-to big Fendt Vario. Now this is by Pitzman Tuning, and it's as you can see from the badge on the side there, it's a 1067 Vario. This is actually an engine transplant, so it's got the engine out of the 1100 MT, the tracked Fendt that we also have on the farm. So this has 673 horsepower. So it's a massively capable of tractor. And yes, I know those of you who are sticklers for detail, I appreciate that it shouldn't have the European warning signs on the side of the cab there. The front weight does have them as well. But I did actually try last night going into Giants Editor to see if I could delete those. But you can't do that in Giants Editor. I think you actually need the 3D modeling software to do that. And I literally, that's way beyond me. So yeah, I can't get rid of them, so we'll just have to accept this for what it is. But it's just got some really nice features that you can do to it. So, for example, when you go to spec it and you're in the colour options, you can paint the chassis black instead of the standard grey. So this has got an entirely black chassis as opposed to the standard grey. You can also trim the interior in black as well. So let's just pull ourselves out the front here into the light so you can see it a bit better. But I just love the fact that you can get the interior in black as opposed to the standard kind of, I think it's cream or grey or something like that. But yeah, I just love that that little addition to detail. And obviously, as you can see, I've given it a custom metallic silver paint job. It's got a metallic silver roof as well, and it's got a relatively colour matching metallic silver front weight as well, with the Fendt badging. And I've also gone, just because I do have a massive interest in cars, and I love the white writing that you get on tyres. So we've got the white writing with the big dual tyres. Of course, that's going to be very helpful, because we're going to be putting this to use very, very soon. But I've gone for the kind of JDM spec coloured, like metallic bronze wheel finish. I just kind of think it really goes well with the metallic silver. So yeah, what a thing. What can I say? I'm weak to a big Fendt, I really am. So yeah, the new toy, the new workhorse, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Like I say, $500,000 worth. So anyway, let's stop drooling over it. We'll leave the cotton harvester down here for now, because that's, you know, I can just sit here for a bit. But this thing, it can do 42 kilometers an hour as well, or mile. Have I got it? Yeah, I've got it in miles an hour. 42 miles an hour. So it's a very, very powerful, very capable thing. But we're going to be putting this thing to good use almost immediately, because we're going to go and use it to plant our cotton. And it is a very, very misty morning down here in Iowa. But yeah, that should lift, no doubt, in the next couple of hours. But yeah, check that out. 42 miles an hour. What a beast. And I've obviously kitted it out, because I have a big thing for dual wheel tractors. I think they just look absolutely brilliant. And I don't really have the opportunity to use one on any of my other currently active series here on the channel. Obviously, we've got the series over in Etruria, which is something like this is completely unnecessary, and also over on Saxlingham as well, which I suppose I could get away with something over on Saxlingham, because it is big enough, but over here it just feels absolutely bang on. It really does, to spread its mass over its wheels and reduce compaction in the soil. That's my excuse anyway. What a beast, what a beast. So back to the farm. We need to hitch up our Kinsey planter for the very first time, and then we need to scrabble around with the telehandler. I'm gonna fill it up with liquid fertilizer and seed in the shed there. I'll just do it the quick way, obviously, just pulling the planter up to the pallets and filling it up. But then I'm going to load up the gooseneck trailer and the pickup truck with a few pallets of seed and liquid fertilizer. Again, maybe just a couple. We've not got a huge amount of, I think we've got 9,000 litres of liquid fertilizer on the farm at the minute, and roughly somewhere about the same of seed. But I'm not too sure exactly how far that's going to go. I may well, in fact, what I might do, just to save faffing around, I'll load up the planter for now with what we've got. Fill it up. What's the point, actually? Can I actually get this in here? Oh yes, I can. There we are. For the very first time. Now, can I actually maneuver this through this relatively tight yard? I'm not sure if I can, actually. Yeah, I think what I might have to do is I need to get into that far shed over there. So what I might have to do is go in backwards from this end. I was thinking I might be able to turn it around and go in the other side forwards, but no, I think I'm going to have to go in this way. Now, before I do this, what I do need to do is dial the reversing speed right down again. It's a bit tricky doing that for the very first time, because if your reversing speed is set to quite high, you've got to take a run up, drop it into reverse. There we go. Right, 4 miles an hour is about right. It just allows the reversing of things like this much easier, and it makes it much easier doing it in cab as well, because you just got a lot more control over it. So that's better, I think. But yeah, I do need to give a decent amount of thought to where I'm going to park that new cotton harvester for now, for the next few months. Bring up the F1 menu. We should get the trigger refill seeder. There we go, liquid fert. Now this has a decent capacity, this planter at the minute. What have we got for liquid fertilizer? 2,000 litres. Right, so we've got 2,840 litres capacity of liquid fertilizer. And what have we got of seed? Now, yes, I know I'm doing this the cheaty way for now. I do would much prefer to load it up properly. I can catch it there, can I? There we go. Using the telehandler and all that kind of stuff, which we'll consider doing, but it looks like this could hold quite a lot, so I might not need to worry, actually. The liquid fertilizer maybe not. The field is completely dry of nitrogen in the soil, so I don't know exactly how much. I don't know how much cotton needs, so because I've never done cotton before. But there's going to be plenty of seed. 4,200 litres at 99%. I'm almost certain we should have plenty of seed there. So, there we are. Nice. This is a very nice place to be there with this black interior. It's awesome. Just make sure I'm getting out of there okay. Wonderful. There we go. Right. Let's get this cotton drilled. Right, here we are, our brand new field. Now, thankfully, obviously, as you can see, it's still in a ploughed state. Now, this thing is a direct drill. It doesn't require any previous cultivation or anything, so I've been able to save myself a decent job in that respect. So, yeah, we can afford to just drill from here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So, relatively big job ahead. There's still quite a bit of lying mist here, so I might have to sort that out just for the purposes of this cinematic. But like I say, I'm going to get this job done. We'll see how far what we've got in the tanks there goes, and if need be, I'll bring the pickup truck with the gooseneck trailer and a couple of pallets of liquid fert down if it looks like we're going to be running out early, but we'll see how far it goes. But yeah, time to crack on, stop faffing, stick a bit of music behind this job, and get drilling some cotton. Well, there we go. That, for me, ladies and gentlemen, was the first time ever that I've ever planted cotton in Farming Simulator. And I must admit, this Kinsey planter made an easy job of it. It really did. At just over 18 metres wide, it's just taken me just less than an hour to get this massive field done, so that's great. But as you can see, it says it needs rolling now. A little mistake I've made. I do have a mod installed in my mod folder called crop dependent rolling. Now what that does is, obviously in real life, crops like cotton don't require running over with a field roller afterwards once you've drilled, and that mod allows that to take place, essentially. So at the minute, if we jump into the field menu and go to our soil composition, of course, as you can see there. Now I'm hoping I'm not too late with it. I'm not too sure if I was to activate the mod now after drilling that that the game may still require me to roll. So there's a possibility that might need to be the case. But yeah, little mistake on my part. I'd have liked to have remembered to activate that mod, so that just saves me a job. But either way, we'll sort it. But I tell you what, this tractor is an absolute weapon. It really, really is. Really, really happy that I've made this investment. A big investment, $500,000. But it is a cool looking tractor. I know it's all, you know, kind of subjective the way we make tractors look, but most of the time I don't normally tend to customize tractors in respect of paint jobs and stuff, but I must admit I've started to become a little bit more accustomed to it, and a bit more, you know, I like it a bit more now, being able to fully customize the color scheme of a tractor. And yeah, like I said before, I appreciate that this one isn't 100%, you know, geographically correct. It shouldn't have the European warning signs there on the side and on the front, but you know what, for what it is, for the fact that it's an engine transplanted Fendt Vario with the 1100 MT engine in it at 693 horsepower, I ain't complaining. It's an absolute beast. Now we did have to fill up during that job. As you can see, obviously we've got the pickup truck and the gooseneck trailer here. I bought over, I think it's about a tote and 2/3 essentially over from the farm, and we've got 214 litres left in the planter here. So we made good use of it. We spread it quite well. I think if we jump into our precision farming menu and have a quick look-see, there we go. So we were spreading patches of the field. We had taking it in at 80 kilograms a hectare and 100 kilograms a hectare there, and the loam took it quite heavily at 120 kilograms a hectare. There's a couple of patches missed there for some reason. Not too sure why that is, because there hasn't been any missed patches visibly anyway, but hey ho, it is what it is. So, a very busy episode, I feel, ladies and gentlemen. We have now got 1,061 cattle on the farm, so my work is cut out for me now. It really is on this series. But looking forward to it. So I think next episode, what I think I need to do, because we are in March now, we've done our first drilling of the year. There's not much more I can do in March in respect of drilling. And I suppose in respect of field work as well, really. The liming's done in all the fields. The first cut of grass is going to be next month. And of course, we've got our corn and soybeans, which is April as well. So April's going to be busy with the drill and the mower. But I think I need to focus on properly getting my head around and sorting out the feed for the cows. In our production systems at the minute over in the mixer, we've currently got 118,250 litres of total mixed ration, but as you can see, we've got several 100,000 of each of the individual products. That's going to make a whole lot more of that. So what I might do, I'm just thinking on the fly here, but what I might do is start the next episode in the second day in March, when this will have progressed a bit further as well. We'll have a little bit more TMR in there, and then I can essentially just, whatever we've got there, I can then spread across our 2 cow pastures. This one here, their productivity, these are the new guys that we've just purchased. Their productivity levels have already made it up to 5%. They've gone through a little bit of food, and the other guys over the other 300 over here up to 11%. So yeah, but their health is at 100% there, which is great. These ones need, so they're starting to progress. Obviously these are brand new cattle, so it's understandable. We're going to wait a little bit of time, but yeah, like I say, I think I need to focus on getting my head around and sorting all of their food out, making sure I am going to have enough. But obviously come the coming months, we've got plenty of grass to cut. We'll have plenty of grass to be able to tear into hay. The only thing I'm probably going to be lacking in for quite a few months, like I said, we've still got plenty on the farm at the minute, but straw, obviously we're not going to get any more straw in until it comes to harvest time, and that's many months away. And at the minute, consulting time saving stock check, we have got 1.44 million litres of straw. So Yes, it might seem like a lot, but we need to make sure that it's the TMR that's topped up. Fortunately, I don't need to pop any straw into the pastures, of course, so that's good. So all that straw is essentially going to go towards the TMR. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Anyway, right, so job done. Bang on 10 o'clock. There we go, that'll do. Time for a morning brew, I think. So, for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing Farming Simulator 25 and you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, as always, I would be massively appreciative. And also on top of that, if any of you are in the market for an online server to play with your mates and you like the idea again of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, please consider using my G-Portal affiliate link, which again will be in the video description below. Any help and support there also would be hugely appreciated. So, thank you very much for your time again, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.